Everyone, VJoseph32 back again with another What's on Deck. First of all, apologies, my unboxing video was a bit late yesterday. That was just, I didn't get around to it earlier, I got distracted. I was going through all my many boxes of playing cards, trying to get a whole pile of ad cards that I had pulled out back into where they belong. There's still a whole bunch of cards that they just come from regular bicycle decks. I just figured the hell with it. I'm not going to worry about those ones. But all the ones that I could figure out are back where they belong, which is good. But anyways, and then on top of that, I had some minor technical difficulties trying to get uploaded. Every time I tried, it wasn't working, and I had viruses and all sorts of stuff. But it eventually got up there. First of all, I want to mention something quick. Check out this website, cardporn.com. Don't worry, it's not pornographic. Card porn just happens to be a term associated with playing cards and card collections on Instagram. Apparently there's a lot of card porn on Instagram. This is from one of my collecting friends, Chad McMillan. A lot of cool, rarer decks on there, as you can see. And some of them are a little bit pricey. But I do have a deal for you. Check out his website. If you spend $50 or more, use the code VJose10 and you get $10 off your order. If you spend $100 or more, use the code VJose20 and you get $20 off your order. So you get $100 worth of stuff for $80. That's not a bad deal. A lot of cool, rarer decks, as you can see. Some are, good decks for reasonable prices. Some are obviously a little bit pricier. They're all fairly reasonably priced, though, for the most part. Look at that. The Illusionist Arcane set of 4. $60. Sold out, unfortunately. Some pretty cool stuff, though, as you can see. So make sure to check that out. Now let's get on to Kickstarter. And again, I want to thank Chad for, setting this up and helping out my viewers, my subscribers, my followers. And of course, helping himself as well. It's a win-win situation. First of all, I want to mention the Pitman playing cards once again from my friends at Elephant Playing Cards and Ben Jones. It is currently 57% funded, 9 days to go. It needs, a little more of a boost. So let's get there. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Backed it. It's an awesome deck of cards. Featuring all these little Pitmen. Reminds me of the Bicycle Stickman deck, but except that it's obviously his version. And he's got a lot of support from myself and Magic Orthodoxy, Max playing cards, and for some reason it hasn't gotten there. The only thing I can think of is that the goal is a tad high, and I'm not sure why that is. But it is also in Australian dollars, $20,000 Australian, so that adds to it, but whatever, let's get it done. Also, of course, the Bicycle Vincent's Royals from my sponsor, CollectiblePointCards.com, is funded. 21 days to go, only 1,100 being produced. So make sure you check it out and get them before it's too late, because they are pretty limited. Now, on Kickstarter this week, only a few new decks. First of all, there's this one, Cross Realms Fantasy deck from Catatonic Studios. It is currently 18% funded, 26 days to go. I'm not too optimistic about this one. I mean, they only got not even $1,000. They're not even a fifth of the way into funding. It's okay for a fantasy type deck. I guess this is the back design you see here with a space theme, lots of stars and whatnot. At least it appears to be a mirror image, so that's good. There's a naked old guy. That probably doesn't help things. It's all about, who wants to see a drunken naked dwarf? Anyways, moving along. They've replaced the standard card suits, and I guess court cards, with fantasy races. Actually, not all of them were fantasies, because humans are not fantasy, we're actually real, but there's dwarves, elves, humans, and orcs. I like saying humans, like the Ferengi do on Star Trek. As you can see, standard suits. That hurts things a little bit. I mean, you got the I don't even know what half of them are. And of course, completely custom on the cord cards. They have all sorts of characters. It looks like there's a little description of the character underneath on the bottom. Name on top, which is fine. That is not that cool. It says here, replace those boring old suits with fun and adventurous new character classes. Play any card game you know and love, but with 200% more adventure. Alrighty then. No, wait, more adventure than that. Aha. Well, apparently, there's not a whole lot of people out there who are adventurous. And when you're talking about these new suits, I mean, you got, what is it, leaves, and it's like axes, hammers or something like that, and it looks like it's sealed. It is nice that they're each in their own color, but it doesn't help things. There's no pips on any of these cards. There is 4 fantasy suits, but that is not what you see in the index and the pips. That has nothing to do with the characters on them. I don't know. It's fine. It is what it is. It does have a mirror image back design, despite the fact that the faces are one way. Go figure. But it's not my cup of tea personally. If you like it, by all means, check it out. I just don't think it's that usable of a deck. And the index, like the suits they have, the indexes they have, don't help it at all. It's gonna be printed by Make Playing Cards, 330 GSM, super smooth, superior smooth, I should say. And there will be a Kickstarter exclusive seal for all the decks sold through Kickstarter. And apparently they have a different artist for each suit. And that's that. Let's move along though. Next up, Day of the Dolls. Pin-up playing cards deck, or actually decks, by Stephen Lewis. It is currently 19% funded, 41 days to go. Still a lot of time to go, but it's going to be a major uphill battle to get to $35,000. Why is it $35,000? Because they decided to produce like 4 decks of cards. It's pretty ridiculous. Anyone who's creating their first project on Kickstarter should not be trying 4 decks of cards or 3 decks of cards on the first attempt. They got the Burlesque edition, Sailor Cherry edition, and the Bombshell edition. And there is another limited edition one we'll get to. Here you see the back design on this one, the Burlesque. Pretty interesting. There we go. It's got a moon in the background. It's pretty nice. I mean, it kind of reminds me of some other decks that have done well on Kickstarter to some extent. Here you see the faces, custom pips, custom cord cards, custom colors, everything. It's, A for effort. It's really well done as far as the artwork is concerned, the effort put into it. Here's the Sailor Cherry edition, which I have to think is trying to, use the Sailor Jerry name to some extent. Pretty interesting back design once again. Albeit possibly a one-way back design just because of the dirtiness on the edges. Again, custom pips and everything. Then you get the Bombshell edition in the green. Again, it's different as far as the back design is concerned and the artwork. Green pips. And then there is a Burlesque limited edition in gold with gold foil snapping, at least on the tuck case. Only 1,000 being produced. Custom seal as well. And I believe it's gonna have, I think I saw somewhere that it will have the gold color on the cards as well. You see the jokers, some more of the artwork. Like I said, it's definitely good art. It's well done. I appreciate the custom pips and the custom colors and stuff like that. I just think it's a little bit too much too soon with this project. They should start off with a lower goal. I've said this a million times. And start off with a lower goal, maybe only a couple of decks, and then work your way up to more decks and more money. That's the way it should be, especially for someone who's a first-time creator on Kickstarter. But it is what it is. There's a pretty big pledge here. Where did I see that? I apologize. Let's get on with it. Come on, come on. $500, $1,500 pledge. Have your name featured on the company logo card in every deck. Donate on behalf of a company or individual. Your name will go under special thanks. You'll also receive all of the playing card rewards from reward tier 6AP, which is a brick of each design, 36 decks, and all 12 posters. No limited edition decks. So 36 decks. And 10 of those available. They're really thinking high. By the way, Kickstarter is not supposed to be about donations. It's not charity. So that's not a good idea. But whatever. That's clearly what he's looking for in that one. And it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to pledge for that. If it was Jackson Robinson, people won't be pledging for that like crazy. Sir, put my name next to yours. But not some no name that nobody has ever heard of. No offense or anything like that. But nobody's ever heard of you before. I want to see what he's backed. Or whatever, we'll move on. Next up, 52 card fan frames from Mike and Steven Guistolile. I know I butchered that name. This is actually Mike and his son Steve from Collectible Playing Cards. And they created these interesting card fan frames. You can see it holds the cards in a fan. It is 18% funded, 26 days to go. A little bit pricey. I don't understand this $10 pledge. I've mentioned it before. It says, choose an extra backdrop color for your fan frame. Should that not be an add-on? Like, who's going to pledge for that when they haven't even pledged for a fan frame? You can't, do a fan frame and then add that on as an extra tier. Nobody's going to pledge for that. Nobody is pledging for that. It just doesn't make much sense. It has to be an add-on. They have early bird right now, $80 for one fan frame. Red, blue, yellow, green, or black. 4 of them are left. 2 people actually pledged early bird for 2 fan frames at $160. 1 person actually pledged for free at $240, and 1 actually pledged $400 for all 5. 5 colors, limited edition. I don't know who that was, but obviously they got a lot of money. But yeah, at 80, 90, $100, at $90 each, $80 each. It's pretty pricey. A lot of people, almost everyone, I posted about this on my group and on the forum. Almost everyone is like, it's too expensive. If it was like $50, I'd get a couple. But at that price, it's a little bit pricey. Especially now with the exchange rates down the toilet, currency rates down the toilet. It hurts a lot to be spending that kind of money on anything. But I mean, it's understandable. They've mentioned, that's just how much it costs. It says that any acrylic-based frame you find in this size will range from $50 to $100 off the bat. So why not go lower? The $50. But I mean, it is an excellent idea. It's a nice way of displaying a deck of cards. Set it up in a fan. Put it on the wall. Pretty cool. definitely original and unique and different. Not like some of these other card display cases we see. I mean, look at that. That's pretty awesome. Display the cards in a fan, and then sort of ace of spades. I like it. But like I said, it's not something that I'm interested in particular, and it's pretty expensive. But definitely check it out if you like that. If you're looking for ways to display your cards, by all means. It's not super expensive, but it is just a little bit pricey. For me, anyways. Moving along. One more project to tell you about. First and exclusive. Westwood Zodiac playing card set from Firewater Entertainment. Has some issues. It's only 1% funded, 22 days to go. Obviously, it's not going to happen. $25,000 goal Australian. Let's check it out. It's a Zodiac themed deck of cards. Western Zodiac. I don't know what the difference is. Here you see there's a red and blue traditional, and then there's going to be a midnight black version stretch goal. That's one problem I noticed already. And there's stretch goals for other versions, which we'll get to as well, which don't make a lot of sense. Here you see the faces. They got standard indexes, but then they got all sorts of symbols and squiggly lines and whatnot for all the number cards and court cards, which I don't understand any of them. They're horoscope symbols, as far as I know, and set with the zodiac clock, I guess, on the back design. But I don't understand any of these symbols or what they mean, and they haven't bothered to explain any of that either. The aces all feature a sun. The jokers have nothing to do whatsoever with the theme. It's a scary looking face that, seems like it just lacks effort and was just put in there for the hell of it. We need a joker. Okay, so here we go. There's a joker. The back designs are okay. They're one-way back designs. Not a big fan of just the fact that there's all these symbols on the faces, and then they put all the symbols haphazardly all over the back design. It just seems like they put on there just for the hell of it. I would have preferred a more simpler back design. I suggested something more like a Madison Rounders or, a Zen deck or something like that with this sun, this zodiac clock symbol twice on the back design and just a solid red and blue color for whiteboard or something like that. More casino style, simpler. I mean, that's what they're looking for, is simple, so why not make it simpler? For the number cards, I suggested take these symbols, put regular pips, and put the symbol in the background, kind of like they have here, these background images on the court cards. That way they have the symbol on there, but it's still a more usable and functional deck of cards. There's just a lot of things going against it. Here is the Midnight deck. It's just a black version. I don't understand the stretch goal. It's an $8,000 stretch goal. The fact of the matter is, and only 2,000 are going to be produced. The fact of the matter is, though, they haven't even hit a stretch goal. They haven't even hit their funding goal until they're at $25,000. But yet they're doing a stretch goal at $8,000. A stretch goal is usually something that happens after it's funded, not, a further way into funding. It's just really weird how they set that up. It just doesn't seem to fit with what everyone else does on Kickstarter. And it's kind of weird to be adding a third deck when you haven't reached the funding for the first two decks. Then there's a tin case. Then there is these decks, the Roman red and blue version at $36,000, which is about $25,000 US, and the Midnight Roman at $52,000, which I'm not going to see anyway. What's the difference? The only difference is that these have Roman numerals numbers in the indexes, which to me seems completely, absolutely unnecessary, and it makes it harder to use. And it just, I don't see anyone who would be interested in getting the same thing, but it's different because it has Roman numerals in the indexes and makes it less usable. Oh, and only 1,000 of each color, only 500 for the Midnight. People aren't going to buy decks just because they're limited editions, limited numbers. Usually when there's stretch goals on Kickstarter projects for additional decks, they're not just more limited, more exclusive, but they'll have, foils on the tuck cases, embossings, maybe metallic inks, interior tuck work on the tuck cases, all sorts of stuff that makes it worth that extra money and makes it extra special. Not just a Roman numeral index. It just seems odd. And apparently they have uncut seats as well. 1,000 uncut seats in a traditional, each color. 500 for the midnight. That's a whole lot of uncut seats. Usually there's not that many, I don't think. That's just, it's not going to happen. And this is another killer for the project. $2 pledges for one deck, 50 available. I can understand if there was a couple, maybe 5, but 50 early birds at $2, 97% of the pledges, or 98% of the pledges, is in the $2 pledge. That's $20 off the regular price for one deck of cards. That seems absolutely ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. And that's why they're not even at $500 Australian out of a $25,000 goal. It's not going to happen at this rate. Moving along, I wanted to mention this one. I know I'm going a little bit overboard here, but Primo playing cards from the Edgy Brothers has been canceled. They only needed $3,000 more, but they've decided that basically the pledging has flatlined. They're not getting a whole lot of extra pledges. It's probably not going to happen. Part of the reason they figure is the back design, which was okay, but it really is kind of a casino-style back design that maybe doesn't appeal to a whole lot of people. So they're redesigning it, and they're actually having to rename it because as soon as they went to cancel, just before they were going to cancel, they had already made the decision to cancel anyway, but they received a message from somebody that said, we own the trademark to Primo as far as toys and games are concerned. And they're like, oh, well, we're canceling the project anyways. So they're going to have to rename it. And let's look at what the cards are going to look like now. Here you go. Obviously, it's not going to be the Primo, but a much nicer back design and a nice new tuck case. It's going to be red and blue. One of them is going to be a stretch skull. I think it's going to be the red one. Same artwork on the faces, at least for the most part, as far as I know. Obviously, the Ace of Spades might change a little bit. But that's a really cool, much nicer, slicker back design that probably more than likely going to attract a lot more backers. It will relaunch this Wednesday, scheduled to relaunch this Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. That's February the 3rd. They're still going to be going with Legends Playing Card Company to keep the costs lower. Blue deck will go first. Red deck will unlock at around $16,000. And that is that. And that was another reason for canceling is because USPS has decided to raise their prices once again. So they need to adjust their prices as well to reflect that. Anyways, that is that. For Kickstarter, hang on, we got more coming up. Let's look at some other stuff now. It's still loading up. First of all, again, Mongol Empire is coming soon to Kickstarter. I don't know when. It's supposed to be during this month. Hasn't happened. Originally, it looks like they were going to have black and white court cards, but they've added color. And I think it looks a lot better. I like color on court cards and on cards in general, as opposed to just black and white. But still no idea when it's actually launching. But it's good to see them making improvements. And I will keep you posted to when it happens. Apparently there's going to be free decks in this project. We'll see. Then there is, I want to mention this one, Superior brand from Expert Playing Cards and Conjuring Arts. They once again released a couple hundred decks. I don't know why it is that they keep releasing the decks in these little spurts, if you will. Releasing 100 limited edition and 200 of the other ones, every few weeks or whatever. This is the second time now. I don't know when the actual release will be, if there will be any, but if you're interested in getting them, make sure you keep your eyes tuned to the Conjuring Arts Expert Playing Card Instagrams or Twitters, or sign up to their emails so that you know when they go on sale and you can get them. That's your best chance of knowing is subscribing to their emails. It would be nice if they did actually do an actual official release though, but I don't know if or when that's happening. I'll keep you posted though. Next up, Darkfall. This was posted on an Instagram from Murphy's Magic. Looks like another one of the decks coming up. Pretty interesting. Tons of embossing on the tuck case. I'll keep you posted as well, of course. And then there's this. Coming soon to David Blaine's website for $4, Black Lions Seconds. Which in my opinion should probably be called the Black Lions Firsts. Because this is my understanding was the original Black Lions tuck cases, and then he decided he didn't like them. He decided to change them, and apparently that was part of the reason for the delay in the original Black Lions, is because he didn't like the tuck cases, so he decided to change them. Also, I understand he did not like those seals. That seal you see on there is the same one as on the Create Magic Microsoft deck he put out for that is convention at Microsoft. What do they call that he did, Microsoft? I do have a review coming soon on that one. I managed to get one. But it's apparently he didn't like that seal as well, so he decided to change that. So obviously there's some changes. It wouldn't be the first time. I mean, a number of years ago when the Split Spades came out, he came out with the sepia deck, the sepia color in the Split Spades, and he didn't like it. So that's why you get blue decks and a sepia tuck case. Anyways, also I should point out his red edition Black Lions are coming apparently on Valentine's Day. I don't know what time, but again, I will try to keep you posted if I find out. Apparently those ones will be the limited edition ones. I don't know if it's going to be 1,000 or 2,000 or how many are being produced, but we'll find out, I guess. Come on. Whatever. Oop, there we go. Look at that song, Schwarzenegger. There's the blue ones, which I hope to be getting soon, but no information on the red ones yet, not here. One more little thing to mention. This is coming February 12th, Friday, February the 12th. To Kickstarter from Natalia Silva. It is the Russian Folk Art Special Edition. 9 p.m. Eastern, February 12th, Friday, February 12th on Kickstarter. And it's going to be green. Very similar to the last one, I guess. Well, somewhat similar. The back design is completely different, though. Looks pretty cool. And that is that. And then there's this one I want to mention. The Mint Collection. 52 cards is releasing a deck of cards. Here it is, the first one, I guess, in their series. It looks like saying that they have that it's going to be the Mint Collection tells me there's going to be more than one, obviously. This is the first one, though, the Black Mint. It's made 4-card editions, 5-card editions. Go figure. It's coming to Kickstarter on February the 1st. I don't know what time. Printed by the USB-C. Obviously, it's kind of black and white pictures. It does have a marking system. Custom court cards, as you can see. That's pretty cool. A nice back design. Kind of a Persian rug style. And a free instructional course that comes with the deck on how to use it and the marking system and whatnot. And you can actually check out a review on their YouTube channel if you're interested. And that is what I got for this week. One more little note to make. Actually, a couple more little notes. First of all, coming this week on my channel, I got a whole bunch of reviews. A Bicycle Hessler Enhanced Deck review is coming tomorrow. Omnia will be here on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I got the Brute and the Brute Tarot decks. Royal Red Zen on Thursday, and the Legends of Rock and Roll from Legends Playing Cards on Friday. Oddly enough, I don't see that one on the website anymore. I don't know if they just sold out, or if it's just a limited time offer, or what the case was. Or maybe they didn't like it. I don't know. And on Saturday, I will be doing a vintage deck review on these Congress fan backs I got. Also coming this weekend, deck collection. It's going to be big. A lot of decks. A lot of work for me. But I'm bringing it to you. So make sure you're there. And that is that. I will see you next time with more right here